we've wanted Vikings offensive line coach Rick Dennison fired for a long time, but did not expect this was going to be the way that it went down. Courtney Cronin, ESPN, go. Breaking, Rick Dennison is out as Vikings offensive line coach / run game coordinator after refusing the COVID-19 vaccine. Minnesota will promote assistant O-line coach Phil Rauscher to replace Dennison. Hired Auburn special teams analyst Ben Steele as an assistant. Now, before we get started, we need to preface this for the 17,000th time. We don't get into politics on this channel, and it is what it is. Vaccines and vaccinations have become political. They just have, right? And people come to this channel because we talk football. We don't interject politics at every single available turn, just like a lot of the national media jabroni haircut outlets. So again, this is a pact. This is a pact. We will only talk about the vaccine in an on-the-field football context. That is it. That is it. Okay? Okay. So now we must proceed amicably like adults and not fling poo, because that's what it usually devolves into. So here's the write-up from ESPN. Quote, after refusing to receive a vaccine for COVID-19, Rick Dennison is out as Minnesota Vikings assistant coach, sources told ESPN on Friday. Dennison, who had served as the Vikings O-line coach, blah, 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 the last 2 seasons, is believed to be the first NFL position coach to leave his team after choosing not to receive a vaccine. The vaccine is required for all Tier 1 staff. I don't know if I would consider Dennison Tier 1, but no. Including coaches, front office execs, equipment managers, scouts, players are not required to receive the COVID-19 vaccine, but will face strict protocols during training camp and throughout the season that vaccinated players will be able to forego. In a memo released by the league this summer, the NFL said any unvaccinated Tier 1 staff member must provide a valid religious or medical reason for not receiving the vaccine. Losing Tier 1 status prohibits coaches from being on the field and in meeting rooms and having direct interactions with the players. And frankly, I don't know, maybe Rick Dennison could coach better if he wasn't, coaching. But notice that the Vikings didn't put this out. This had to be reported from sources. I mean, they easily could have framed it as, Rick Dennison, he's going to walk off into the sunset. He's older. He's going to retire, spend some more time with the family. Phil Rauscher, you're the next guy up. And maybe they just wanted to fire him because he's old, he's incompetent, clearly, and he's a Gary Kubiak toady, and Kubiak is no longer to be found, except for Kubiak the younger. And it had to be sources telling Courtney Cronin and ESPN about the vaccine angle. So it is a good piece of reporting. So yeah. And as the NFL imposes strict vaccine guidelines in 2021 that could affect the on-field football product, I mean, these decisions are going to be made. And this could be an easy way to get rid of Dennison when they could have just tossed him for performance reasons anyway. But, of course, it's the Minnesota nice thing. We're too passive-aggressive because we can't just fire Rick Dennison because he's bad at his job. We just have to be, nah, get out of here. But anyways, it's a new day. It's a new dawn. New offensive line coach Phil Rauscher. Here's his resume. He came aboard last season as an assistant, spent 2 years in Washington working under Bill Callahan, the offensive line genius, one of the pioneers of the zone blocking scheme. And also he played a big hand in building that Browns offensive line for Kevin Stefanski. He was one of the first hires that Stefanski brought aboard, and it was a big time get. So hopefully Rauscher, hopefully that apple doesn't fall too far from the Callahan tree and not so much the Dennison. But he was in Denver with Kubiak and Dennison during their Super Bowl run in 2015. And from what I've heard, Rauscher is much more hands-on with the offensive line, and the age gap is not as wide as it was from Dennison down to the player. So I think that will help for rapport and just really getting down to the nitty-gritty. And the offensive line, I mean, Rauscher could be the dude. Rauscher could be that dude for the next, 75 years. Hopefully. Maybe Phil Rauscher is going to become a robot and coach this Vikings offensive line after they hoist 80 Jerome Bardys in 75 years. So go ahead. But Rick Dennison out. I wanted him fired. This was not the way that I expected him to be out, but the results still speak. I mean, the song remains the same. This team is never boring. They're the kings of the Friday afternoon news dump. We haven't even talked about D.D. Westbrook. We'll get to that video afterwards, but yeah. Anyways, your thoughts, Rick Dennison out. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work pulse on the Venmo, but until next time, Skol, production value.